Hi guys, welcome to Matt's Movies, Music and More. I'm your host Matt, and welcome to this week's movie review. The film I will be talking about today is the 2004 movie Shaun of the Dead, directed by Edgar Wright and starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Kate Ashfield, Lucy Davis, Dylan Moran, Bill Nighy and Penelope Wilton. The film is the first in what became a trilogy of the Cornetto trilogy, named after the Three Colours trilogy from France. The movie was made in 2004 after Simon Pegg had been working with Edgar Wright for the TV series Spaced, which was produced by Channel 4, and the producer of Spaced, Nira Park, also helped make this film happen. Well, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, Shaun of the Dead is a comedy zombie rom-com, so they called it a zom-com in order to promote the film. Now, the movie is all about Shaun and his girlfriend Liz. They are in the pub hanging out with their friends, Ed, and also with her friends, which is Diane and David, played by Dylan Moran and Lucy Davis. And Ed is very much, he says what he thinks and does whatever he wants. And what happens is, it seems that all that they're destined to do is to constantly go to the Winchester and no aspirations for Shaun. So, according to the plot of the movie and the internet, Shaun is an electronic salesman with no direction in his life. His colleagues disrespect him. He is estranged from his stepfather Philip, and his girlfriend Liz breaks up with him. Unhappy spending every day at his local pub, the Winchester. He drowns his sorrows with his housemates and best friend Ed at the Winchester. At home, their housemate Pete, complaining of a bite wound from a drunk, berates Shaun to get his life together. Pete is played by Pete Serafinowicz, who has gone on to huge things now in Hollywood. By morning, a zombie apocalypse has overwhelmed London, but the hungover Shaun is slow to notice. He and Ed encounter two zombies in their garden and kill them with blows to the head. They form a plan to rescue Shaun's mother Barbara and Liz, and then wait out the crisis in the Winchester. They escape in Pete's car and pick up Barbara and Philip, who has been bitten also, then Liz and her friends Diane and David. Philip makes peace with Shaun, dies from his bites, and reanimates as a zombie. And basically, as the movie goes on, they are on their big mission to get to the Winchester as quickly as possible. Now, when this film came out, it was a surprise hit. The film itself cost $6.1 million to make, even though it's a UK production, but this is budgets based on Wikipedia's information. And the budget was $6.1 million, and the box office itself was $30 million. So that was a really good start to making the film. As well as that, it also helped launch the careers of both Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in America, as well as Edgar Wright, who has now gone on to direct huge projects, definitely. Simon Pegg, after finishing this film, began working immediately on the next script with Nick Frost, Hot Fuzz, and would also finish the trilogy with The World's End, which would come out just a few years later. Now, with Shaun of the Dead, I loved it when it came out back in 2004. I thought it was a great piece of film, and being a huge zombie fan, to see zombies and comedy together, I just thought that was a great idea. And I mean, my favourite zombie movie of all time is the George A. Romero Dawn of the Dead from 1978. So for me, hearing Shaun of the Dead makes me think immediately of the George Romero classic. Now, with Shaun of the Dead, I actually went and saw it in the cinema the day it came out. And then following that, I came out and watched it again twice more with two different people. And I still thought it was absolutely fantastic. However, I think over the years, the movie itself, compared to the other films in the Cornetto trilogy, it's not my favourite, but it's a film that I still quote a lot to this day, especially a lot of the lines which are actually taken from other movies, such as the we're coming to get you, Barbara, and also things like you got red on you, or can I get any of you cunts a drink, or any of the lines that are in the film, like, player 2 has entered the game. Haven't you got work? Player 2 has F the game. It's just so funny. And then the music as well is also pretty good as well, because you've got a diverse soundtrack of music. A lot of songs which are not really done by well-known artists, but it does work with the film. Now, the fact that this is a zombie movie directed by Edgar Wright and starring Simon Pegg, you would think, wow, that's quite an achievement to do a zombie movie when you've never done one before. But in fact, in the TV series Spaced, there was a little segment in an episode in which Simon Pegg's character was playing a Resident Evil game within the episode, and he has a dream in which the zombies are actually coming for him. So that was actually a first sort of experience for them to do a Shaun of the Dead type movie. Now, I think that this is also quite interesting, is the fact that Nick Frost himself, before doing Spaced, he had no real acting experience, and it surprises me because he just seems such a natural. He plays who I think Ed must be really him, but it probably isn't. He's probably nothing like that character at all. His co-star in Spaced, Jessica Stevenson, she does appear in this film as Yvonne, who is a side character who constantly has the references of "Glad some of us made it" and stuff like that. And later on in the film, there is a surprise moment where Shaun and his friends and girlfriend and mum, they meet Yvonne's friends and her mum. So you've got different actors playing those same sort of roles, which is quite funny because they're played by Martin Freeman as the boyfriend, Reece Shearsmith as the Dylan Moran opposite, Tamsin Gregg as the Lucy Davis opposite, and Julia Deakin, who was also in Spaced as well as the landlady. She plays Yvonne's mum, and then you've got Matt Lucas, who's playing the opposite of the Ed character. Now, with this movie, is also another interesting trivia fact with this film, which is that Simon Pegg, Kate Ashfield, and Bill Nighy have all worked together in a particular movie, but they didn't all share a scene together. The movie they were in was the 1999 movie Guest House Paradiso, starring Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson. In the movie, the Bill Nighy character is with Kate Ashfield as a couple, which Richie and Eddie offend big time. And Simon Pegg is also in it as the husband of another couple. So I thought that was quite funny, the fact that all three of them were in the same movie, but they hadn't necessarily had any scenes together, apart from obviously Bill Nighy and Kate Ashfield. Now, looking at Shaun of the Dead's success, I really do think that it surprised many people. In fact, on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave this film a 92% based on 201 reviews. And it picked up many nominations from many of the British Film Award categories. And also George Romero, who was obviously the big influence to the zombie genre. He was obviously so impressed by Shaun of the Dead that he actually cast both Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg in his return to zombie movies with Land of the Dead as a little cameo appearance as a bunch of zombies. And to be honest, I like that movie a lot as well. I think that's very, very fun. So that was my Shaun of the Dead look at. And the film is available on many streaming websites as well as Blu-ray and DVD. Be sure to pick them up on Blu-ray or DVD, as there's some great bonus features on there showing the making of, some deleted scenes and everything like that. So anyway, that was Shaun of the Dead. Be sure to check out my channel and like and subscribe. Follow me on the official Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and as well as that, we also have a Patreon site which hopefully will be up and running officially very soon for you to help me in making my video quality content as good as possible. Anyway, thank you very much again. Please leave comments to help me, what did you think of my video? Because this is the first video I've actually done, so I'm quite nervous and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, you've enjoyed it. And again, Thank you very much for giving me your time, and hopefully catch one of my next videos. See you guys soon. All the best.